Right now, I'm on my ATV Offroad Fury Ball Knowledge expansion arc, so I set myself up a few challenges to test and understand a few things about this game that I love so dearly. But first, let me describe what's happening on your screen right now. My canvas today is Presidio Park, probably one of the easiest tracks to do these 3 challenges on, but I digress. And the setup to this first challenge is to sit my ass still for one whole lap and try to catch up and beat the CPU on what I presume to be the slowest ATV in the game, the Yamaha Blaster. I'm trying to find out, 1, does the ATV choice really matter? I'm usually trying to maximize time, so the Ravage 1000 is usually the ATV of choice for speedrunning. But just for plain Jane playing the game, does it really matter what you drive? 2, is there rubber banding? I spend so much time speedrunning and smoking the AI that honestly, I couldn't really answer that until running this fuck-ass experiment. 3, do I know Presidio Park enough to play it basically without looking? This doesn't apply to this whole challenge in particular, but the second and third part of my experiment, it definitely applies to. If you've watched my, or anyone's speedruns for that matter, I'm not really reinventing the wheel here. Low, fast jumps and turns without drifting. Although, one pretty noteworthy strat is this clutch boost I do anytime I get air. It works kinda like this. You go into the air, you hit your brakes, then you start holding your clutch. You'll rev your engine again, and then release the clutch before landing. I'd be lying if I said I understood why this gives you a wee bit more acceleration. Something launching from 0 miles per hour, who knows? And it isn't immense, but it does work, especially when you're trying to maximize speed and minimize lap time. A quote from Cognac, a fellow ATV Offroad Fury speedrunner. I think from a standstill, the game gives you a boost with the clutch. It's why they have it in the first place. This boost just checks your speed, and if it's like 5 miles an hour or less, it gives you a little boost. But it doesn't account for the 55 plus mile an hour the wheels are going to be spinning when you land, so the little boost is engaged at a higher speed. I like that a lot. Trick the game into thinking you're going 0 miles an hour to give yourself a free boost. Alright, I'm gonna work on gaining my lap back, so let's fast forward a bit to when I meet 4th place. Okay, now we're knocking on the door. After passing 4th and 3rd, I have about 7 seconds to gain through this final lap. I eat the bumper of 2nd, but I get by, and now I have about 3.5 seconds to the lead, so I think I should be fine. And I must be hungry, because I bite the back bumper of 1st place on the second to last turn. I thought I flubbed it, but he gives me the inside line to the finish, and I wheelie for brownie points. So what did we learn? It doesn't matter how short your ATV's top speed and acceleration stat is, it's how you use it. Or at least that's what I keep telling myself. Okay, for experiment 2, we're gonna up the ante. Can I drive and win a race while only using the thrill cam? If you're unfamiliar with how the thrill cam in ATV Offroad Fury works, when you're in air, you can hold, in my case, R2, and the camera will give you a steady shot of your rider and ATV from nearby. But you can keep the camera held there, for perpetuity if you'd like, and that's exactly what I did from the first jump until the finish. And after the first stretch of jumps, I can't see myself, just the gorgeous pixelated landscaping of Presidio Park. So how am I doing this? Well, the game supplies you with this little doohickey here in the bottom left corner, and it really just becomes the 1991 hit racing video game Micro Machines. As long as you're sorta comfortable with steering and ATV Offroad Fury bike physics, this really isn't terribly hard. It would make for a cool bar trick, provided the bar has a PlayStation 2. You get to see yourself in the pack again when you've completed a circuit. It's like a little treat for watching grass grow. But beyond that, there isn't a whole lot to watch, so let's fast forward again to the final few stretches. So coming into the last lap, I turn too early and I get slimed by that first set of trees on the right-hand corner after the gate. Ow. So 4th place has a good 4-second lead on me, and I think I'll need a little bit of luck, at least. And sure enough, one of the AI throws themselves about 20 feet in the air off of their ATV. And I must have hit the most beautiful corner after that, because I passed the other 3 and I keep them behind me all the way to the finish line. You can kinda see what happened behind the scenes on the last lap in the post-race stats. There I go, absolutely bodying that tree, and after those first few jumps, they just lay down and let me have the lead. So did we really learn anything that time? I can't really answer the rubber banding question, other than it certainly feels like the CPU sorta let me have it. But wouldn't you know it, the time I recorded in the first experiment ended up being exactly the same as this one, down to the second. I do think it's clear that I can play this track without looking at a majority of the screen, or at least not ahead of myself, and that gives me an idea. What if instead of R2, we held L2 the whole time? Yeah, that's great and all, but wouldn't you just use the minimap again? Okay, let's turn it off. This was actually the first idea I got for this video concept. I was initially going to record it, no commentary, just a little showboat clip for the Discord. And I almost gave up while doing the look back with minimap on, because it proposed more of a challenge than I thought it was going to be. But then I started to learn a bit about the AI that I had never bothered to observe before. While I was really particular and picky about it at first, I stopped really caring about crashing, because it seemed like no matter what, the AI sorta wanted me to be in the group. So if I fell behind, they seemed to crash to help me catch up, and if I was too far ahead, they would haul ass to catch up to me. This really isn't groundbreaking by any means, but it seems the limitations to the rubber banding only maybe slightly matter when you're near the pack. But it does incline me to think that there is in fact the lightest amount of rubber banding. I would love if anyone took this as an open invitation to try these challenges on different tracks or maybe even entirely different games. It's a good, fun challenge, at least on easy tracks. I can only imagine tracks with more turns, jumps, and elevation changes would only exponentially increase the challenge on this sort of thing. And I ain't got much more to say, so I'm gonna let my proudest moment of this last weekend play out, and maybe I'll see you in some other video. Thanks!